Hello, this is Neve with the Rainbow Cauldron, and today is March 10th, 2014. The moon is waxing and still in Cancer. The first card that I put down will be from the Druid Animal Oracle deck and will represent the general theme or feeling throughout the day, something to think about. The full cards surrounding it will be from the Wildwood Tarot deck and will represent morning, around lunchtime, early evening, and nighttime. Okay, so the first card is the Bee. And, this is such a positive card to get after the storm that was yesterday. Yesterday's reading really had a lot to do with a lot of emotional feelings and difficulty on a path and feeling alone. Whereas today, the Bee is really talking about community and coming together, working together harmoniously. And it's also about family support, which kind of ties in with the dog energy that we got yesterday. The dog had a lot to do with loyalty and faithfulness and sticking to your roots and defending what you believe in. And here we're kind of seeing that support from family or the support from your community and working together in a very harmonious sort of way. Okay, so the four cards surrounding it, we have the Archer, which is the Chariot in traditional tarot decks. And that's what she fears. Okay, and then we have the King of Bows, which I wrote on here, the King of Fire. So the King of Fire, and this is very reminiscent to the Adder card. And these are that very similar adder snakes from the Druid Oracle deck. It's the same artist did these cards that did these cards. So a lot of the same sorts of images are repeated. Okay, so that's the King of Bows, King of Fire. Just adjusting the light just a little bit in here. It's a little dark right now today. And then we have the Ancestor, which is the Hierophant in regular tarot decks. And I think this is a super cool deck. Like, look how spiritually majestic that woman looks, because it's actually a woman. Or female. Maybe it's sort of almost androgynous, because it's you can see that she's got a breast, so it is female, but it's got the antlers of like a stag. So it's kind of an androgynous card, or a combination of male and female energy. And finally, we have the God, which is very male energy. And actually, this was called the Green Man in this deck, but I wrote the God down here. You can't really see because it's gold on yellow. But yes, as I said in the other two videos, I cut off all the edges of this deck because it had a lot of words on the bottoms that on the bottom of these cards that I didn't like, and it allowed me to kind of rename some of the cards. And I should have just kept this as the Green Man, but when I wrote this, I changed it to the God. So that's the God or the Green Man. Okay, so so today we're really starting off the day just wanting to there's a lot of masculine energy here, with the king here and the God here, the Green Man, this very androgynous person here who's sort of got a female's body, but the head of a male deer, a stag. So this, but even with the feminine body, I get a very masculine feeling from this card, and I generally get a masculine feeling from the Hierophant in general. So maybe that's also why I feel like this is a very masculine card. And this card is very aggressive. And while this is a female, Again, I get sort of, well, this one I get kind of a female power sort of energy, but combined with the other cards, there's sort of this masculine undertone. So, and we're starting off the day very aggressive. Um, I, I, I get the feeling that this warrior is just coming out fighting. The arrow and ready to fight, sort of this new feeling after the emotional day that was yesterday. She's coming out here just ready to fight. And and one thing that I noticed about this is, I was thinking about how far this arrow is going to go. So it's going to take a while before it reaches its target. And I feel like that's very relevant. And she knows that, and she's okay with that. And it's sort of having that reminder of patience, even though you're coming out aggressive. And she's got the support of these dogs here, which are the same dogs that were in the dog card. As I said, it's the same artist. So we're going to see repeat images, and just really ready to tackle the the outcome that was yesterday, and really wanting to move forward, and know, and she knows that it's not going to happen right away, and she's okay with that, and that's the energy that we get here. And then we have here we have the king of bows, the king of fire, the adder snakes. And to me, this is very much about leadership. Like, we have this, and I read the description for this in the book, and apparently these are all male snakes who are kind of fighting for dominance. And what we have here are these snakes that, and it's not so much fighting as it is just asserting dominance. And king cards, or court cards, generally have to do with a person in your life, or a personality, or a personality that you are expressing right now. And really, this card is talking about leadership. So it could be you, it could be someone in your life, or some sort of person who's exerting this personality. And it doesn't necessarily have to be male. And it has to do with leadership, someone in charge and respected. And since this is a fire card, it's talking about someone who's putting things into motion, coming. And look at all these rocks here. Look how many rocks here. So this is a place that they're coming from a lot of stability, a lot of logic, and support structure. So there's a lot rooted in this person's passion for moving forward. And since it's a fire card, it has to do with passion, and of course moving forward, and getting things done, and doing. And that's what I feel like this card is talking about. The adder snakes here, they're talking about someone who's in charge, overseeing the the everything being put into motion, um, and coming from a place of stability. Okay, and we move on to the ancestor, and I think this is a really cool card. I think this is like probably one of the most spiritually cool looking cards in this deck. And this image is one of the reasons why I love this deck. It's a lot of images like this, very majestic, very nature oriented, nature spirituality. And the ancestor, which is the Hierophant, has a lot to do with knowledge that's being gained that helps you lead you out of this cold. And it's really talking about going back to your roots, just like that dog card before. And here again, that family sense, family tradition, going back to your roots, that sort of feeling. And going back to your community, acting on instinct and tradition, thinking about, like, this is very animalistic, so it's very instinctive, and I think that kind of is talking about sticking to the things that you know, the tradition that's kind of been instilled in you, that has become instinct for you, and really bringing that, just acting on that instinct, acting on tradition. um, I don't want to say the term following rules, because that's not exactly what I mean. It's more taking a more traditional path, and that's what's going to help get you out of this cold here, is taking something that's a little more instinctual and maybe traditional. And finally, with the god here, or the green man, this really is talking about organizing the fertile energy, to create structure, to create um, uh, what you want. He The green man here, he provides a certain confidence and assertiveness, and he's very much an authoritarian sort of figure, just like kings. That's why I feel like this reading today is just, there's a lot of masculine energy that's really coming through, and by that I mean a very authoritative sort of energy. Here we have a leadership role, someone who's getting things in motion. Here we have working on tradition, working on instinct. I don't want to say following the rules, because that's not exactly what I mean, but a sort of feeling where it's knowledge that's kind of been instilled within us, a sort of following tradition, and organizing it and getting it um, together in a structure, and having confidence and assertiveness, as I said. And like I said, we're starting out the day just wanting to fight, wanting to get this done and really move forward, and this sense of community. Um, and again, just like yesterday, is sort of going back to your roots, and just like that card said. All right, so there we go, and that's today. Thank you so much for watching, and bless.